guys, this is Kirsti from Metal Master Kingdom. I am here with Scott from Skeletonwitch. Right on. Scott, how are you doing tonight?
Excellent. It's great to be here. How are you?
Good, thank you. Happy with your set tonight?
Yeah, absolutely. Like I was saying before we started this, I don't think we ever had a bad show in Toronto. It's such a... everybody loves metal here.
Yeah.
So it's always killer.
Crowd.
It really is.
Yeah.
And a drunk crowd by the end of the night.
That helps. That always helps. Yeah.
I'm not saying that in a bad way. Just people get wild here.
Get drunker and get easier.
You said the second part.
Hey, I'll take that. Has there ever been a show that you just like walked out and just been completely distraught with how your performance was?
Oh, absolutely.
Really?
Yeah, if anybody says something to the contrary, they're fucking lying to you.
I believe that.
You know what? And that's ridiculous. No one's Superman. People make mistakes. You have equipment failures, and early on, when you're in a band and you're touring, and it's one of your perhaps like early tours, and you're still maybe partying a little bit more and getting wild, you're still finding out where that line is between, like, wow, this is I hate to call it a job, but this is what we do, and this is what people are paying money to watch us play, and they want to see what the songs they like. You start to realize where that line is of we need to perform and do a good job,
exactly, and
not just party. So when you're finding out where that line is, there's always some moments there as well. So anybody who says to the contrary is a fucking liar.
I like that honesty. I mean, it's refreshing. So you say you're finding this line now between like partying and...
Not now, I found it years ago.
Oh, okay, perfect. So is it like you're one of those more disciplined bands where it's kind of like, you've done your set, you go down, you chill, have some dinner,
that's it.
And relax, or...
I mean, yes, to an extent. I mean, the more time elapses, the more we sort of, the less crazy we are. That's probably pretty. It's probably unsurprising. As we get older, we take care of ourselves a little bit better. We don't party as much. We don't get wasted until 5 in the morning.
That's like the rock star dream, but it's not like a thing.
Yeah, until you go to the emergency room, and then so as time goes on, we definitely take care of ourselves better, and we chill out, and we drink a little bit less, and you have to, because you'll be dead if you don't.
Yeah, and then you give like a really bad performance the next day, and you must just feel horrible about yourself. So then that
in the doghouse. You're in the doghouse. Everyone in the band is mad because you sucked. Yeah, but I mean, don't get me wrong. We still like to have a good time. We still drink. We still drink and more than enough, probably. But with age comes maybe a little bit of wisdom. Yeah.
So you guys have been in this for a while, and you kind of like have your group down to a T. Like it's been. The newest member was in like 2-3 years ago.
Yes, around there. Our newest member is our drummer Dustin, and he's been on the last 2 records. So he's been with us for a decent amount of time now. And we've been doing this for just over 11 years now.
Jeez.
Yeah. But things are just really starting to roll, And look on your face is actually not surprising to me, because as things are moving in the right direction for the band, a lot of people have only discovered us in the last couple of years.
But there are bands that and I don't know, I can't even name one, but it's been like, oh, you've been around for 40 years now, oh wow, and like it's just now that it's like, even like Devin Townsend, he only has gotten like really popular lately.
He's Canadian.
Around, so, yeah, in Vancouver.
That's right, yeah, and he's Canadian. No, but even like a band like Amon Amarth, it was funny because we played a festival in Europe, and we were playing at the exact same time as Lamb of God. Who was massive, and at the same festival, and it was an indoor festival, a smaller place, and of course, our show wasn't nearly as good as Lamb of God's, and who was there watching us play? All the members of Amon Amarth.
Right on.
As soon as we got off stage, brought beers to us, hung out, and they said, look, we almost stopped touring in the United States because we went over there so many times, and we thought like people didn't really care. And it was only like, well, after 10 years in, all of a sudden they were like, let's do one more tour. Things really clicked, and now you can see what they're like, at least here in Canada and in North America. They're massive.
And now you look at they have like a giant boat on set and like crazy stuff.
Oh, yeah. And I'm sure that a lot of the people that were here tonight probably didn't buy 1 cent from the Golden Hall, one of their first records, when it came out.
Yep, no, I can attest to that. Yeah, well, like even 6 years ago they came, and it was like in the Phoenix Center, very like smaller kind of theater. They played with other big name bands, and now they're headlining their own tour.
Mm-hmm. That's just the nature. That's the nature of as Evan would say, he's not here, our bass player. That's the nature of the game.
Yeah, well, you gotta pay your dues, and you gotta fight for it, and I feel like it's the people who really stick to it that then end up becoming something big.
Yeah. People who hopefully write good music and stick to it, and all of us are playing extreme or quasi-extreme metal. It's not like we're writing pop songs or country songs or anything. So it's a whole other universe. So within that, it takes a lot of persistence and a lot of time.
That's awesome. And speaking about Amon Amarth, how is it that you actually landed a gig opening for Amon Amarth in Sabaton?
Well, this is our third North American tour with Amon Amarth. One was several years ago. The other guys would remember. I forget how long ago. But it was Amon Amarth, Goat Whore, and us.
Oh,
and then our second full tour with them was earlier this year, doing just major markets in the United States. And then now it was Enslaved in Amon Amarth.
Yeah.
And now it's this one. And so we've actually become friends throughout the years. And we see them at festivals, we hang out, we have beers together, we've become buddies.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're friends. So they just basically, their people talked to our people and said, hey, you guys want to do this again? And we're like, yep, of course.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me? Yes, let's do it. So
yeah.
Here we are again, making bad decisions together, drinking too much after we play shows and have long distances to drive. Yeah.
And you guys are based in Ohio, right?
Yes.
Small Ohio, very provincial. And so what's the biggest show you've ever done that was just it might not even be Wacken or anything, but it's just mind-blowing for you to be wow, I've made it this far.
Well, Wacken and Summer Breeze both in Germany were pretty intense. To be able to play in front of that many people, and personally just just hit a chord on your guitar and hear that. Even when you're sound checking, and you just hear how loud it is, and you see that open space where people are starting to filter in as you're sound checking, and it's gratifying, and it's also a little bit terrifying. The first time we did it was. Now not so much, but we've been we've done those festivals a few times now, the festival circuit a few times. So, but yeah, at first it's awesome and totally scary until a couple songs, and you get your land legs, so to speak.
I like that. Alright, so I have two questions for some really big fans. One, his name is Steven. He says, how often do you write riffs on tour, warming up rather than the downtime at home?
That's a good question. Not very often on tour, to be honest with you. We don't have a lot of time to sound check if we're not headlining, and it's really loud everywhere. It's distracting. So when I'm warming up, half the time I can barely hear what I'm doing because we're talking or we're listening to music.
Yeah.
So and I think same thing with Nate. We both, our other guitarist, who is the main songwriter too. We both tend to write a lot more while we're at home and it's quiet and we have sort of no distractions and more concentration. Yeah.
Right on. And second question from Rachel, whose birthday was last week. Happy birthday, Rachel. So what's your guilty pleasure?
Happy birthday, Rachel.
I was like, hey, come on. What's your guilty pleasure band? The one band you're kind of ashamed of, but you're now going to tell the world that you like.
Sure. You know what? The thing is, after all this time and doing this and all these interviews and stuff, I don't even have a guilty pleasure because I'm unashamed about anything I like anymore.
All right. Well, let you get back to resting up and preparing for tomorrow's tour. Thank you so much for seeing us tonight.
You're welcome.
Yeah. And anything else you have to say to your fans out there?
Yes. Just thank you. Thanks for any support you've given us, whether it's coming to a show or buying an album. We really appreciate it, and we can't do it without you.